Guess what I found? Found my tripod, found my tripod, found my tripod, lucky me. Found my tripod, now alive with Scrappy D. Thank you, I'll be here all week. Oh my God. It was right in front of my face. It was literally right where it was supposed to be. Pretty funny, actually. Alright, so, yeah, I've gotten to the point where, I'm just going to post a live. If there's friends in the house, says, "Hi, Dave." That was fast. Dave must have been watching for me. Dave, did you get your 2 packages? Was everything okay? I actually have another small package here I'm going to send you. I have more of those foam boards, but I don't really have enough to make an order up, so I think I'm going to just send them to you, because you have quite a few of them, and no charge, of course. So I'm going to just review what I posted a little while ago. I was very lucky the other day. I got, yesterday, I actually found a nice pickup on Marketplace. And I think you're going to start seeing more and more good, clean computers come through because of this whole thing with not being able to update to Windows 11, I think it is. I know they put some extension on it to give people a chance, which was really surprisingly nice of Microsoft. This was a really good pickup for me. I'm just trying to get the other phone to come up. When I got them, the gentleman said, he'd been trying to get them fixed up, and so on and so forth. Okay, hang on a second, I'm almost here. Okay. I don't want to access my photos, I want to access my followers. Jeez. I only have one friend on this channel, this phone, and that is me. Alright, here we go. I'd like to make sure. Good morning, John. Are you kidding me? Hello there. Oh, that was fast. Yeah, I was worried I wasn't going to get a live up this morning. I couldn't find my stupid tripod. I was like, really? Alright. So, I had a pickup yesterday, and I did put a short video up about this. And I think you're going to find this more and more and more and more as offices are having to basically just dump all of their computers to upgrade to the Windows 11 because there's no more support for Windows 10. Although, as I said, they did extend it out a little bit. And if you're not computer savvy and you don't know how to find another operating system, or you don't want to spend the money on the licenses, they are not cheap. It really can, it can become an issue. Very nice gentleman I met who sold me this really at a very reasonable price. He had also tried to update them and work with them, and found he just couldn't and didn't have the room for them. So I spent last night looking up the computer and studying the various components and so on and so forth. And I did see quite a few selling on eBay. This is an HP Compaq from 2012. I did see quite a few on eBay, but they had been refurbished. That gets into money and time, and sometimes I can't test them. Sometimes I don't have the equipment I need. I mean, I'm a scrapper, not a computer repair person. I'm a recycler. Not a computer repair person. So, people say, well, why can't you just reformat it and sell it? Because you have to pay for a license for every computer. You get the license, you have to get a security key, and those cost money. You can't just pop an operating system on it and send it off. If you own a shop or something, yeah, you're able to get like a bulk purchase discount. But again, it's just not something I'm interested in right now. For me, I like doing what I'm doing. What I did in this case is I took, the hard drive was already taken out. The gentleman smartly and wisely took those out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the RAM and I'm going to take the CPU. It's an i7. It is somewhat outdated to run Windows 11. And they are selling for very good price scrap value wise. So what I'm going to do here, I've got 2 of these up for sale whole as is to see if they right, you're right, Cornelius. Again, it's I did try and do that already. I did try to get it to post and to boost, and it wouldn't go. I needed security keys. I needed this, that, and the other thing. It becomes really a matter of how much time can I invest in it, and I just don't have that kind of time or really that kind of space. But I will offer these for resale to somebody who can do something like that. So a lot that was my point with all this. A lot of these I did put up for resale. $99, and let somebody who knows what they're doing go ahead and do what Cornelius just said. It's already in the BIOS. All you have to do is get it to come up, and he's exactly right. Again, for me, I just don't have that kind of time or space. I am still without the use of my basement, more or less because I have no light down there. They're still working in the ceiling and still working to clean the mold, and so I have not gotten my workspace back. So let me on to what we do know. So yeah, I always try to resell it. As I said, I've got a couple of them that I did get to power on. They worked, and that's what they're advertised as. They turn on. Here's what's in them, and you decide what you want to do with them. I think to just pick something up and just scrap it for the sake of scrap, unless it's really old, that's fine. But I think, to try to get something that's working that somebody could use or refurbish, always try to do that first. So this particular computer does not power on, so this one is getting scrapped. I've already checked the plugs. I've changed the battery. This one is dead for whatever reason. So this one is going to get scrapped because it does not work. Like I said, the 4 that do work are down in the basement. And I've got them listed cheap. I took the RAM, I took the CPU, I took the... this one doesn't have one. I got one of these out of each. These came from some kind of office cleanup because they're all set up the same. They're all the same computer. So some office cleaned these out. Another thing what I've been doing, and this was from my friend Custom Computer. A lot of times people just want the cases. They want to do a gamer's build out or whatever. So I've got the cases. They're in very good shape. This is what you call a small form computer. It's smaller. It's lighter. And now there's even a smaller one now. This is from 2012. The gold on the board was really, really good. I was surprised. Usually iCore boards are not that great for gold recovery. So the yard is only going to, not the yard, most of my board buyers are at $2 a pound on iCore boards because there's not a lot of gold recovery. We have a subscriber here on this channel, SellYourBoards.com, and I hope I got that right. In fact, I hope I got that right. If I didn't, I'll correct it at the end of the video. But he's out in Arizona. He's one of our subs, and he does a really nice job. And I am looking forward to. Got to open up my son's clean the dust and vents, etc. You would be. I was watching OTD the other day, and he was saying how he got this computer pickup, and they don't work. He opened them up. Criminy Christmas, he had enough dust in there to build a mountain. He blew the dust out and 2 of them powered right on. Get a whole 25 cents for what? For the computer? It's for the computer as scrap iron? No, I don't think so. The I-cores are $2. The I-core boards are $2 a pound, but you got to take $1 a pound to ship. Hi, Mike Does Stuff. I love your channel. I really do. Very much enjoy your channel. Did everybody have a good Turkey Day or Thanksgiving Day? I did, because it's the first time in 40 years I haven't had to cook. My dad used to do all the cooking, and then once he passed, I took over. My mom's grandchildren, my niece and my nephews, they were always over here. Their parents lived right around the corner, so we always had a house full of, you know. Hi, Joshua. Good morning. All right, so let's take one of these apart. As I said, this was good. This is the kind of RAM that I resell. I don't resell that crappy, cheesy RAM. That I just have aside. Excuse me 1 second. Just got a little tickle from the oatmeal here. And I actually do have a pound of RAM up for sale. It's in the you-know-where store. I am working very diligently on the computerscrapper.com. That is coming along. That's probably something I'm going to do after over the holiday break. You know, it'll be quiet. I won't have any school pickups or deliveries to do. And, you know, it'll be a good time to get some of that done. Here it is. Now, any of the RAM that I sell to you guys, specifically because I know so many do gold refining, and I know my TikTok community, so to speak. Look at that. And I got a lot of really good high-quality RAM out of these PCs. I was surprised because most PC RAM looks something like this. You know. So it was very good. That's very nice RAM. I have a pound put aside. I also, out of the older laptops. Hi, Moira. Good morning to you. How are you? Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. It helps the channel hold potload. This is out of older computers, and I'll tell you, sometimes laptop RAM is not so great, but this is good. This is all out of those old laptops that I've been doing. I sold what did I sell? I sold a couple of the vintage Macs. Oh, that was, I gotta tell you, that was one of the nicest sales and pickups I ever had. Somebody called me, said, can I pick it up locally? I said, well, sure. You know, save the shipping. And what I had up for sale was just the case. And then when he got here, he said, do you have anything else? He said, you could just tell this guy was a huge Mac fan. It was really cool. And we got talking, and on my, I do a lot of my business right in my living room. I have a big, it's a buffet server, but I have, like, the wires are there, the things are there. I have a monitor set up so people can test the stuff before they go, things like that. But on that table, and I had it up for display, was that white, it had the half moon shaped base and the white screen. It was an old iMac. It was collectible. And his eyes did not leave that thing the entire time he was here. So I took half of it off, and I wanted him to have it. I didn't pay anything for it. He was just a really nice guy, and you could just tell he loved Apple. He loved apples. You know, so that worked out really well. I was happy to give it to him. I love when I can do things like that. You know, you just know somebody's really passionate about something. And, you know, you got to put a little back in the pot of life, right? All right. Hi, Alex. Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. Frosty winter. Boy, oh boy, is it frosty in winter here this morning. It is freezing. I'm not even going to get out to go to church this morning, and I don't miss church, but it's too cold. I can't even get out this morning. I know I can't. I'm actually having the grocery store deliver my groceries. I don't like cold weather. Well, it doesn't like me. Now, we'll try. I'll check at 11 o'clock to see if I can possibly get out the door. If I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. But it is winter, and it is New England. And I live in Connecticut. And when we get snow, it's very pretty here. All right. So, onward and upwards. You know me. I like to So this, again, just for refresher's sake, this is an HP. It is a Compaq from 2012. Super easy to scrap out, guys. And again, this one does not power on, okay? So I'm not going to invest a ton of money into trying to power this one on. Why am I not? Try that. I still have a sink full of dishes behind me. They haven't replaced my cabinets yet. No, nothing I can do about it because I have no place to store anything. I spent yesterday seasoning my Dutch ovens. I was at the town transfer station, and I was dumping metal because it's too cold to go to the scrapyard, and I don't really feel like getting aggravated by the chucha bell in the pay room. He's just so nasty. I hate going. He's made it so I hate going to the scrapyard. He's just the meanest, nastiest person, and it really affects me to the point that I just don't even want to go. I've actually been putting a lot of the metal up out on the curb for the a couple of really old guys who come through. They call me once in a while to see if I have anything, and a lot of times I'll just give it to them. But scrap has come up a little bit. I'm not gonna go bother for 2 or 3 cents a pound. Not worth the damage to my truck. Got my truck back. So anyway, I have no idea where I was going with that. Oh, I finally got my truck back. That's what it was. So I'm hoping tomorrow to get a load of aluminum out. I did all the apples, the computer frames, and a lot of the Apple laptops are also aluminum. So got a lot of aluminum cleaned up. I'm going to go down, I think, into the basement later, depending how cold it is. And I really want to work on my copper aluminum heat sinks and see if I can get any of those processed. I'll show you what I mean by that when I pull this one. I don't know what copper aluminum heat sinks are paying right now, only because I haven't looked. J did SHHA. Well, welcome aboard. Well, I didn't know anything about it either when I started, but I watched a lot of really great YouTube channels, and some when I got involved with the TikTok community. You know, it's all hands-on. There is no, you're going to make mistakes. You know, you're going to cut yourself. You're going to overpay for a load of scrap because you made a mistake. It's going to happen, but once you get into it and you get good at it, it's really not hard. And you can get a lot of guidance from some really great channels here. One channel I really recommend is cellularboards.com. Mike does stuff, takes a lot of really great stuff. I mean, all of us, almost anybody you see in this chat, is either into scrapping, gold refining, or both. I do not gold refine. That is an area I'm afraid of it. You know, I'd rather do what I'm doing. So, for example, oh shit, what did I do now? Why did I get a restriction? I must have said something bad. The hell? I don't even know. I got a restriction. Oh, I know why. I mentioned a competitor. Well, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about it. You can't say EBAY, and you can't say YOUTUBE, or they restrict your live, and of course I said it. Oh well. So this is the S word? No, it was the I don't know. No idea. So stupid, you know. People can get up here and swear like troopers and not get a restriction, and I slip and say some other channel, and I get in trouble. I got to be careful about that. Oh well. So when you're scrapping these heat sinks, take the copper. If this is aluminum, this one's not. This is stainless. If you can, I take that back. That's aluminum. if you can get the copper, you're going to get a much better price for the copper, and then just throw it back in copper aluminum heat sinks anyway. I don't know what they're paying on these right now. I have to look. I've got two places where I dump my non-ferrous. One is in Meriden, and the other's a little bit more local. I can do my non-ferrous tomorrow because their non-ferrous is indoors. There's no way I'm going to dump light iron in the freezing cold. I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to, if I'm going to do my light iron, I think I'm just going to rent a, one of them U-Haul trailers. I'm annoyed. I like TikTok's live format because you're really able to interact easily with your subscribers. I prefer it over the other channel. The other channel you can record longer than an hour, and so I tend to upload. With TikTok, you got to stay within an hour, otherwise you can't repost your live. You can repost highlights, but you can't repost the entire live. What's $45 a pound right now? Are you kidding me? I missed it go by. What was it? $45 per pound as they are? For what? Copper aluminum heat sinks? No. 45 cents maybe. You can let me know what that was you just said. Oh, RAM. Yes, you're right. I should have known that. I saw $49.99 yesterday. And I think it's going to go up. Silver is going bananas too. Silver and copper, guys. Boy, if you know where to get it, just save it. I've got a big jug. I've got a jug like this downstairs full of gold pins. I've got to figure out how to price it. I think I'm going to sell it. Fast Horse, good morning. I saw part of your video this morning as well. Very nice to see you live. Very low-key, very enjoyable presentation. I enjoy your lives. You're very relaxing and very mellow. Very much enjoy it. Anybody happen to have copper or aluminum prices handy? Your best friend, guys, long-handled ratcheting screwdriver. HPs usually use Torx. Now again, I've already tested this. I could not get it to power on. I changed the battery. It doesn't power on. That's why I scrapped this one. Okay, try to sell it whole first. Always good. Then scrap it out for part. Then you can try to sell it for parts or repair if you know it's actually working. And if all those fail, scrap it. I mean, there was a lot of scrap value in this. Definitely worth it. And this is good RAM. This wasn't cheesy PC RAM. This was very good, high quality RAM. Be careful when you're buying RAM, guys. Some of the stuff, like from Lenovo's and some of the lower end computers, is not really of caliber. It's really, really cheap. It doesn't have a lot of chips on it. Yeah, it's got gold fingers, but it's not as good as something like that is. So be very careful. Don't just buy RAM because you see RAM. Take a good look at it. Make sure, for the best value, get the double-sided and try to get older looking RAM that has a lot of gold flashing. Hi, homie. How are you? Good morning. Long time no hear, no see. Guys, you want to really talk about gold refining? Check out Hobie One Kenobi. I have learned so much from him and from Scrooge McDuckin. Oh my God. Learned so much from you guys. I really admire what you do. Now, something I do, guys, just so you know, I do resell a lot of my e-scrap in smaller lots. I don't have enough to ship off to the yard, or I very specifically pull things that are good for gold refining, like my RAM. I sell RAM. I sell my Goldfinger cards, and I make those available to my subscribers. I usually will put a post on the channel. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi is very good at this, and he happens to be on. I'm talking about you, Obi-Wan. This is an i7. And notice how carefully I'm handling it. If you see a bent arm like this, it's an i-Core board. That means it should have an i-Core chip. I'm handling that very carefully, and I'll explain why in a second. Again, part of my problem is if I can't get the computer to boot, it could be the chip, it could be this. So this one, I'm more inclined to, I don't know if it works or not. i-Core chips have a lot more gold than regular pinless CPUs. See, they're not pinned. But you will do better if the computer fires up. You're going to do a lot better reselling this somewhere for, I think I see these go for about $25 each. I always put a disclaimer, not tested or whatever, but if I've tested it and I know it works, yeah, try to resell it. Not so much the i3s, they really just sell as scrap, but there's 3 times the gold in there. And like I said, Obi-Wan Kenobi is really, really, really great with resale of i-Core chips. He's got a couple of videos up, and that's something you're going to want to definitely check into. You work hard to scrap stuff. You work hard to go find it. You work hard to take it apart. You work hard to sound like you know what the heck you're doing when you get on your live. There's a lot of work involved in this. Why short yourself? And I do have 2 very good board buyers who will pay between $10 and $25 each for these, depending on it. This is an i7 2600. That's $10 at boardsort.com. If it works, they have a test and buy program. And I already know because I put a bunch of these in a box yesterday. I'm going to definitely package that carefully. I'm going to do it right now. Get the thermal paste off too. I just want to grab a case for this real quick, guys. So get the thermal paste off. Pop her in there. You should put a little piece of non-static. I have it up in the other part of the room, and you want to make sure you mark it because otherwise you got to go back and redo it. And then I got to make the decision. I got to go look on some of the online sites and see if it's going to be worth selling individually, selling as scrap, or selling as a potentially working chip. If you go to BoardSort, I hope I don't get a restriction for saying it, probably will. They have a printout. It's a test and buy program. Scrapaholic, good morning to you. Yeah, oh, it's cold. Everybody's cold. I guess we're gonna, what do they call it, a lakes effect snow or something along those lines? Yeah, it's gonna beginning to feel a lot like Christmas around here. I'm not even going out today. Oof. I went out to the car to, set the defroster and stuff so I can auto start it if I decide to go out. I ain't going out. Alright, so, you got a CD-ROM here. I'll pull that. The boards are okay. There is gold here. I'm not going to take it all apart, though, because I'm going to try to resell this shell. If I can get $35 for it. I mean, look how clean it is. There's no reason this computer shouldn't have worked. The fan worked, but I couldn't get the computer to boot. So it's out of my comfort zone. So yeah, so I'm going to leave this like this is. I'm going to put it up on Marketplace for $35. see if I can get somebody who wants to buy it for a rebuild. Custom Computer was the first one to put me onto that. And it was something he said. He said, you know, a lot of people want something like this to build a low-profile game. See, this is it's not the small form computers are even smaller. They're about 6 by 6. I've got a couple of those outside too. No scrap value, by the way. But something like this potentially could work for somebody who wants to build an easy gamer out of it. You know, or do a custom build. Matter of fact, that very delightful young man who came and bought the Macs from me the other day, I had a brand new computer case somebody had given me. I've got 10 of them to sell. I had one that was being picked up, and he said, "Do you have any more of those?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Yeah." He said, I'm going to build a PC for my brother." Well, you know what? I went down and got him one. I gave it to him. It didn't cost me anything. Again, he came from quite a distance, so he had to pay a lot of gas. And there was just something really nice about this fella. Young man, probably in his early 20s. And like I said, he had a real heart for Mac, so I was thrilled to give him that piece. I didn't pay anything for it. All right, so this will be sold as a shell with the power supply. I'll probably put this back in there, but I did take, of course, the other components. We do actually do pretty well. We sell quite a few. And I'm not going to scrap this one. I'm going to put it back in the computer. But if you're doing, I wouldn't sell this just like it is. I would nip the copper. I would at least try to get that. What's the difference? It's going to go as a copper aluminum heatsink, whether it has all this or not. So why not get yourself a little more value? That actually sounds like a good project for a cold day like today. I'm going to put that in there so I don't forget. And I'm going to put the shroud in there so I don't forget. And this guy. So, you know, they're going to get the wires, they're going to get the CPU, the fan works, that powered on. It was just the computer wouldn't boot. There's a spot for a hard drive. So, you know, somebody who builds their own computers could do really well with something like this. You know, $35. What I've taken to doing is just I have to charge extra for the shipping and the handling. I have to have the UPS store do it for me. Number one, it's electronics and I want it to be safe. And number two, you know what? By the time you store it and have it in the house, cockroaches love cardboard. I don't want all that cardboard shit in my house. Oops, crap in my house. Bad enough I got mold, I don't need cockroaches. So, yeah. But, you know, I've got this problem with my arm. It's getting better. It's almost better. So I gotta be real careful today not to overdo it. I have no idea what I did. I don't know. I mean, you guys have been watching me struggle for the past month with this arm. But it was funny. Well, not funny. I go for an array treatment once a month. I have to go get an infusion of a medication called Actemra. And it's really a game changer. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any life at all. I'd be a very sickly individual. It gives me the fighting edge I need. But last month was terrible. I couldn't do anything. My knees hurt, my toes hurt, my little finger, everything hurt. It was terrible. And this elbow, oh my God. But I went Thursday for my treatment, and Saturday morning I woke up for the first time in a month with no pain. Just got a little bit right here. It's not too bad. And it's cold today. Usually when it's cold, I'm achy. And not today. I'm feeling pretty good. All right. What else have I been digging in? Oh, I left it downstairs. Crud. I have one of these full of gold pins. I am considering selling it, but I have no idea where to price it. Hey, Hobie, what do you think I should price per gram, or per ounce actually, per ounce on clean gold pins? Look at these. So these I got to process out and stuff. I'm curious. I think I'm going to sell it. I got to weigh it up and sell it, but long time listener, first time caller. That's not true. I've seen you in the chat a lot, Scrapaholic. So, what else can I show you this morning? I guess we'll take a couple of laptops apart. I had a really great pickup a couple of months ago. See this? These are worth scrapping. If you can't get them to work, again, if you can power them on, you can probably get $25 for them. I always try to sell them first, always. These have been up for sale for a month, and that's all they get. So this one's going to be taken apart. This is a Toshiba satellite. I have a box that I'm working on downstairs, and in that box are CPU chips, slot processor chips, a little bit of old vintage RAM. That box is up for sale as well. And I'm going to add the slot processors from here. If you're scrapping laptops, make sure you take the pad that's under the mouse. Look at the little flashing on it. It weighs nothing, but you know, if you're doing a box or doing gold recovery, yeah, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? I didn't even see the answers come back on that. I did. I didn't have to cook. My nephews, God in heaven bless them, I love those two guys. They are so good to me. Oh my God. Actually, all three of my nieces and nephews are good to me. They are. You know, we check in on each other. If they don't hear from me for a couple of days, they make it a point to, you know, check in. We have our little quick family chat every morning and wish each other well and make sure everybody's okay, and that's an amazing thing. Hi, Caroline. How are you this morning? Joe, good morning. Hey, numbers looking good for this live, guys. Thank you. If I don't see your comment go by, I know the secondary phone is going to kick off on me because I forgot to charge it. But if you have a specific question on something, or you need something, or you're looking for something, I have freaking tons of computers down in the basement. I have that happen a lot too. People will call me. They're looking for a part. I had somebody, I was going to send them this just for the price of shipping. She couldn't get hers to run, and she was looking for a chipset. I said, just for the price of shipping, I'll send it to you. I got it free. I don't really care. I'd rather have it go to somebody who needs it. And I give more away than I keep. I really do. That's all right. My mother was like that too. Hi, Dennis. Good morning. The Beatboxing Bandit. Oh, I love beatboxing. Beatboxing is awesome. I had a music school, and one of my staff members was really, really good at beatboxing. Oh man, did the kids have a ball in that class. They loved it. We had a recording studio. We had a sound studio. We had production servers. But I have retired. I have closed the studio. Oh my God, I wish I did it 5 years ago. I'm still doing the online rentals because I've got a pretty good foundation. I've got quite a few regular customers in school. But with a little luck, we're going to sell that business. And then I can just retire, and, you know, this year's just been a complete and utter train wreck. We got through it, though. We got through it. That flood was just absolutely horrible. I'm still not done dealing with that. Still got mold in the basement coming from somewhere. I don't know where. I just hope the insurance company is going to pay for more remediation. I got to get it done either way. That's why I gotta sell some of this scrap. And I'm hoping if I do a non-ferrous run tomorrow, I'll let you guys know how I do, because I have no idea where the pricing is. I haven't been to the yard in a while. Okay, there's got to be a release here somewhere for this. Where are you hiding? By the way, guys, if you're shipping these, take the battery out. It is absolutely illegal to ship anything with lithium-ion batteries inside. It's also foolish. I think you can ship them sealed and taped. If I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to check with my UPS store. And, yeah. If you're going to do laptops, guys, you gotta have a lot of patience. God, screws galore. They're worth it. The laptop boards, I think last time I checked, were $7.50 a pound. If you're doing gold recovery, these older vintage computers, super duper. Really good for gold recovery. They really are. I don't go recover. I sell to the yard, or I often sell to my subscribers. This is killing me to take this apart. This was a really good computer in its day. Something else I'm getting into is the history of vintage computing. I ordered a book off you-know-where, and it's the history of vintage computers. And those MIPS computers that you've heard me talking about for the past month, those are so rare, there's not even any in the book. Boy, am I sorry I sold those. I'm sorry because they were just a cool thing, and I think they would have become worth more money. But I made a good profit, and, you know, I had to get the bathroom finished, so I thank God that they came along when they did. All right, I got to figure out where the pop is for this battery. All right, shoot. There are screws in the back. There are screws under the keyboard. I have a question. So for those of you who do gold refining and stuff, is it worth me saving a box of these computer laptop boards for people who do gold refining? Are they worth it? And I don't know because I don't do it. Inquiring minds want to know. So I'd be curious if that's something I should continue. If it's something I should save and put into some of my Goldie boxes. All right, I'm screwing the screen back here. It's 4 screws. I gotta call Instacart and have them deliver today. I bet they're busy with the cold weather. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. Really appreciate that. If you haven't hit the like button, all you gotta do is tap, and it'll come right up. And that would be really awesome. It helps the algorithm for the channel. Although I probably am not going to get to me because they freaking threw a restriction on it, because I probably said boop boop B-A-Y, you know. Dear God. So yeah, so the guys, it was fun because my nephew Will, one of my mom's, these are my mom's grandchildren, of course, and this is our second Thanksgiving without Mom, and she didn't join us the last Thanksgiving she was alive. She was just too sick. She was so, well, actually, I take that back. She did join us. She was not in good shape, but she did get a chance to meet her last grandbaby, and I thought that was awesome. And then she left us about a month later. But yeah, they did such a good job. He called me. He said, "I need to find out what was in this, that, and the other thing." He was trying to make some of the things that my mom and I used to make at the holidays. My mom had this recipe. It was white bread, cheese, and bacon. I can remember her and my niece Jessica sitting at this table for hours. We always had Christmas Eve was always at my mom's house, always at Nana's. We would sit for hours trying to cut these things and make them. Of course, that'd be gone in 10 minutes. But Will and Matt did all the cooking. They had a beautiful charcuterie board. We had flaming mashed sweet potatoes. The brother caught the marshmallows on fire. Oh my God. I said to Will, "Well, you wanted Grandma's recipes, there it is. She used to burn everything." Look at this. This is a shame. Crying shame that nobody wanted to buy this. At $25, how could you have gone wrong with a computer like this? Nobody wanted it. Pentium 3, that's going to be a pin CPU with no metal back. Windows 95. I'm sorry, Mark. Tough holiday for you then. It really took me almost 2 years it took me just 2 years to even start to function again. I tell you, TikTok Nation was a big help. Just making so many friends and keeping busy and socializing with a lot of really cool people was a lot of fun. Now, there are many ways to take this apart. I don't know who it was. Who the heck is the guy who ran it over with his pickup truck to break the screen off? Make sure these get disposed of properly, guys. I am very fortunate. Our transfer station here in town does dispose of electronics for us, which is huge. I mean, I go every day. I get rid of the I try to keep, I just try to keep things moving. I make a trip over every day. And actually, they're pretty good about putting computers aside for me. They're not supposed to, but they do, and I think that's really sweet. I bring them coffee, take care of them at the holidays. I always take care of the trash collectors and the mailmen and everything else. You gotta take care of people. They're out there working hard to make sure we have a good life. All right, let's see if I can slide this off. I've been debating about collecting the keyboard milers. I haven't seen anything go by in the comments. I'm really wondering if it's worth saving these for some of my, well, in this case it would be silver. There's silver mylar in there. Let's see if I can get this puppy apart. Tell you one thing, they weren't made to be taken apart. Right, let's see if I can pull this. Always point things away from your face, guys. Okay, so somewhere I've missed a screw. My guess is the screw's under the battery. How the heck to get that? I can't find the release for the battery. Maybe I'm not gonna finish this one today. There's got to be some kind of a release for the battery that I am just not seeing. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Nice live yesterday. I enjoyed that very much. Guys, if you're into microscrapping and finding gold and brass and copper, let me introduce you to the best microscrapper I've ever seen, and that would be Patrick Williams. Definitely want to make sure you check out his, the Master of Microscrapping. Does a good job. Alright, well, let's see. I'm looking to see if I got all the screws out. I should be able to pull, I'd prefer to pull this apart this way. Come on. I guess it's a good thing they weren't made to be taken apart, eh? These were really super good for gold recovery. If I can ever get it apart to show you. The apples were really good. Yes, I should be wearing gloves. Of course I should. My problem is if I wear gloves, I have no grip at all. I can't get my hands on it. There we go. That's how it's done, chillin'. Hi, Shelly. How are you? Saw your video last night, too. These older CD-ROM boards definitely worth scrapping out, guys. I'll show you why in the shimmy shake here. Shimmy shake. A lot of these newer computers, as the price of gold went up, in a nutshell, what happens? The price of gold went up. So the quality of the boards is going to go down because they want to make it affordable for people, Take this off. There's nice gold here. I have a bin of those going too. Very good gold recovery. It's very shiny. It's very pretty. What I do is I cut them down, and when I get a box full, like a priority mail box full, I put it up for sale. Yeah, nice video last night, Patrick. Good job. It was great. I enjoyed it very much. Appreciate the like, my friend. If you're into looking for pricing, there's two places I can direct you. One is the iScrap app. If you're looking to see what the current pricing is. And the other, Shark Scrapper usually goes live in the afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the competitors channel. And then Scrapping Irish after that. Most of us on this channel spend our afternoons watching those two guys. Or watching the football game. I prefer to watch those two guys. I do caption it. watching one thing on YouTube and watching one thing on the TV and watching one thing on the phone. Come on, ye. Yikes. There we go. Yeah, save these gold connector pins. That is beautiful, beautiful gold. And I'm not going to sit here and pick all that off. Like I said, I get a couple of pounds together and I put it up for sale. I don't want to get into anything that fiddly. Now, this being older, there's going to be gold in here. This board I will bother taking apart. A lot of the newer ones, not even worth it. Board Sort does buy these. How am I doing, guys? Am I keeping you entertained this morning? I hope. Pretty good numbers in the house. We're going to start wrapping my holiday presents today. I found 2 nice Pyrex dishes. I picked them up for 25 cents in a thrift store. Scrooge McDuck was saying how his wife chases him out of the kitchen when he goes in to take his good pots and pans. I had asked him a question. I said, I noticed that a lot of you guys who do scrapping use Corningware. Is there a specific reason for that? Because Corningware, for those of you who don't know, very collectible and worth quite a bit of money. So, hey, club cheers. I don't know what all that means. I have to figure that all out. This old brain can only take so much. Anyway, so he was saying how his wife keeps throwing him out of the kitchen because he keeps stealing her cookware. But Corningware is really super expensive. And they're smaller. They're like small-sized casserole dishes, but I don't have the tops for them. So I really have very little use for them at this point. So he's provided so, I have to give a big shout out to Scrooge. Any of you guys who watch him know he's what a nice guy. And if you ask him a question, he will take time out of his busy day with his family, and he will actually write you a response and send you pictures and give you a very detailed answer. Just really an amazing human being. So yeah, we're gonna send those 2 Pyrex dishes down to Scrooge to thank him for all the knowledge he has imparted upon us. A lot of Hobie-One does that too. He's answered a lot of questions about CPUs for me. He's got a good video up about reselling CPUs too. You gotta maximize your value, guys. You gotta get everything out of it you can. I don't remember what that came from. Looks like a heatsink piece. Yeah, like I said, I think that's what I'm going to do today if I can work in the basement. I've got dehumidifiers running down there. I just wish they'd come and do them. They got to do at least one more treatment on the mold from the flood. Everything flooded down into my basement, so I've still got ongoing mold issues. It's better. It's cleaned up. The plumbing's all repaired, but still just enough of a smell to bother me. Shred. I've got bins of shred. I don't know. If I can get a day that's warm enough, I'll probably rent I got my pickup truck back. Maybe what I'll do is rent one of those trailers from Home Depot. And attach it onto the truck and just bring the metal up. I don't want to put it, I had the bed repainted, so it was just wrecked from shred. Wow. Look at that, guys. So I've been saving this stuff too. This is all gold flashed. Again, I've got some bags of it, and I'm saving it to eventually either send as a present or resell. I have several people in mind who really, again, have asked me for these, and a lot of us here, we just, we've kind of just become a nice community, and I'll put a baggie of these together and send it on to, a subscriber somewhere. Real gold here. And there should be gold in here. Board Sort does grade these along with the, what do you call them? disk drives. They don't have an IDE connector, so they're a little bit lower grade. But again, you know, it's good chips there. I would probably throw that in with my peripheral boards. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I could use them. And my bailiwick is recycling computers. I salvage what I can. I sell what can be resold. I try to provide parts to people who need parts, computer parts. My body parts, nobody would want them. Too old. Now, I'm going to repost this later. Don't forget to go back and check out my opening script. I don't know if you guys caught my first little post for this morning. I couldn't find my tripod. It was literally sitting right in front of my face. And I wasn't sure I was going to get a live up. I was very happy to find it and to get this up. I don't like when I don't get my live in on Sunday. I already know I'm not getting to church this morning yet. It's too cold. God will understand how cold I can't even take going outside. Alright. Look at that. That's a great board for load recovery. These are what you call high grade peripheral boards. There's visible gold, and good chips, and I know there's gold here. As I said, you just got to decide whether you want to throw them in with your CD-ROM boards or you want to put them in with peripheral high grade. I would sell that with my peripheral high grades, just because, well, it pays better, number one. But you gotta check your prices. You know, that's always, if you're trying to make a box, sometimes you gotta you gotta make the box, so you gotta combine things. Okay. Patrick, are you proud of me? Yes, thank you. Are you freaking kidding me? The laser diode thingy, as he so professionally called it, the laser eye, is also very good for gold recovery if you're able to get them out. Sometimes I can. I've got a bin of those downstairs too. Alright. This thing, there's usually gold in here. There it is right here. I have to take a punch and punch that out and get at it that way. Yeah. So I'll bring that down to the workbench and I'll finish that. I wonder if I can get arrested for selling eyes on eBay. Shoot, there goes another one. Yeah, big time. Absolutely. Absolutely, Patrick. Patrick would be upset with me if I didn't get all the gold. I'll tell you, watching his videos, whew, Patrick, your videos are awesome. You find gold in places I didn't think it existed. I mean, unbelievable. I have learned so much from your channel. Good morning, Todd. How are you? Hey, Dave, did you get your packages? I don't know if I told you this already. I've got about 5 or 6 more phones down in the basement. Not really enough to make a box, but when I get a chance, I'm gonna send those down to you because you bought so much stuff for me. Wow. I think my highest number I've ever gotten was 22.2K. Yeah, I tend to keep my live at an hour, and the reason I do that is you can't repost after an hour. The time restriction goes into place, but in this case, yeah. You won't worry about it. I've got a lot of stuff to scrap today. If you're going to be scrapping apples like I am, you need every screwdriver known to God and man. I do have... Oh, good. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna send you. I found a few more phones downstairs. It's not enough to make a box, but I'm gonna send those down to you in a Christmas card with a big red bow. Those of you who don't know, what I actually do is I make boxes of e-scraps and I put them up for sale here on here to my TikTok nation. I've got to work on making a TikTok store, and then I'm not going to have to worry about slipping and saying something I shouldn't and getting a restriction, you know? All right, there's my hour. I've decided I don't care this morning. I'm going to just keep going. I don't care about reposting it. I really don't. Oh, come on. You got to slide your puzzle piece. Try doing that when you're wearing bifocals. The other thing I've got to do this week is I absolutely have got to get new glasses. So I've really got to get some of these scrap runs done. I've got a bucket, I got garbage cans full of wire. I've got a lot of stuff, and a lot of it being non-ferrous. I don't have to worry about being out in the yard. I can actually, I can bring it inside. Like I said, depending on the price of light iron, I got to find out what it is tomorrow. Shred, tin, light iron. But I want to watch. I want to take a peek at Shark Scrapper's video later on today and see what he's got up there for pricing. He goes on at 2 and Scrapping Irish goes on at 3. If you're interested in gold recovery or just want to scrap chat, Sharky does the pricing. He does a real good job on it. Spends a lot of time on it too. So give him a thank you because he spends time on that. Smart guy. And a Shark Scrapper, guys. We all just affectionately call him Sharky. And then Scrapping Irish, I never know what he's going to do. He does a large variety. He always has a panel on. And I know a lot of us who subscribe to this channel also follow him, so that's kind of a fun thing to do. Alright, as I said, these laptop boards have been very, very good for gold recovery. I think one of the things I consider when I'm putting these boxes I put together, is it worth the value to the home gamer to sell the board? A lot of times I find no. The only things I really sell to the home gamers now are, if I, like buckets of these, CPU chips, Goldfinger cards, RAM, things like that. Those I sell. But to resell boards like this, I don't know if I think it's worth it. This is a very good board, by the way. You do have a lot of chips. You got gold-cornered BGAs. You've got gold here, gold. Very fine gold here. I gotta just think to myself, well, if I go to sell this, is there enough value for a home gamer who does gold refining? And a lot of times I find no. And, some boards I do put up for sale. Large plastic socket motherboards from the early 90s. Those are very, very good. You'll get plenty of gold recovery off of those. Those are worth your time to buy. And worth my time to try to sell. But, the problem is everybody wants them El Cheapo, and, you gotta make something off of them. But if it's something I think one of my subscribers could use for gold recovery, then I put it up for resale. Otherwise, they're all, right now, everything's in. I'll take you guys over and show you the storage bin tomorrow. Maybe I'll show you when I go. I do have a storage bin that's inside. And so I don't have the mess all over my house. I've just got tubs everywhere of sorted e-scrap. And I'm going to bring a table and some boxes in my scale tomorrow. Forget to get the battery off. That goes to be recycled. Scrapaholic is back. So there is a lot of gold here. That's where the RAM went. Sometimes here, where the hard drive went, that's usually got good gold here. And this is not a bad board for the home gamer to try to use for gold refining. The question becomes, is it worth your time to pay the shipping and everything else? Are you going to get enough value out of the board if I opt for selling it? I think that's a huge, huge concern and consideration. And I really do try to be very cognizant of that. Absolutely. Thank you, Scrapaholic. That was really nice of you. He calls me young lady. Scrapaholic needs better glasses. I'm old, but I love it. He's a good guy. Good guy to watch, guys. He's on just about every morning. Gets up nice and early like I do. I don't know how you stay on for so long. I don't know how he does it. He just goes for hours. God bless him. I'm shot after an hour. Let me just grab my snips here. So yeah, I think that factors into how and where I sell. Like I sold a box of Goldfinger cards last week. I usually sell them just like that, so the buyer has the option of trying to resell or use it for gold refining. These are great for gold refining. Not quite as good as RAM, but still. But some people might be interested in reselling them, so I leave the brackets on. If you sell it to board sort, you've got to take the bracket and the heat sink off. But because of my market, I'll sell these in a lot. I think I'll have 6 of them by the time I'm done. I sell them as non-working for gold recovery. Thank you, Shell. So, yeah, there's a good bit of gold to be refined here. Let me, I forgot. You have to take the hex nuts off, otherwise you can't get the board out. Well, I was ready for it. I think I've got the tool here. Where is my tool? I think he's still sleeping. That was a joke. I'll be here all week. Did you hear my lame excuse this morning for why I didn't have a live going? I couldn't find the damn tripod. It was hilarious. It's like, what the heck did I do with the tripod? Oh, God. I hadn't had my coffee yet. Probably just as well. All right. I made the mistake of cleaning the workbench before I did this. But all else fails. Ha! Scrappy D1, computer 0. So yeah, really good gold. This particular board is from a Toshiba. Again, it is not a unit I could power on. I don't know if there's anything wrong with this. But look at the gold. This would be a board that would be worth it to one of you home gamers. This is from a Toshiba satellite. Look at the gold. Gold, 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 gold. Lots of gold here, lots of gold here. Pretty sure there's gold here. Got another chip here. This board is worth it to you. And that's something I would put in with like gold recovery. I'll put that one aside because that's one I definitely will put in one of my boxes. But the Goldfinger card box I put together last week, I had a really old vintage Compaq board, which I knew didn't work. It had come out of a very dirty, very damaged computer. But I threw that in with there. Didn't want to make enough value for whoever's buying that box. And that box sold quickly. So, we try to make it good value for you guys. And while I don't refine, I consider myself refined. I don't do gold refining. It's not in my comfort zone. And to do something like that, boy, oh boy, you better know what you're doing. If you don't, stay away from it. Scrap and Irish will tell you that for sure. It's dangerous. For me, I really can't vent it as well as I need to. And we're very close proximity to housing here. That's number one. It's expensive. It's time consuming. Although, as I move closer to full retirement, I'm watching, I'm learning, I'm studying. I don't think it's for me. I'm really much happier doing what I'm doing. Having a ball with the vintage computing, though, that's fun. I'm really doing a very comprehensive study about vintage computers for my own edification. Sure, we all know they're great for scrap value, ceramic chips and everything else, but they've really become collector's items. MIPS, DEC, silicon, something or other. Now they're becoming highly collectible. So, not only just power, I'll tell you. I really wish I had held on to those MIPS computers. But again, I didn't know enough about it. I went in blind. What are you? Some kind of a zip drive, maybe? There's no board in there. There's nothing in here. Little board here. Might be a piece of brass. And I'll take this off. Gotta be a piece of doity aluminum. Still gotta figure out how to get this daggum. Oh, this battery I have to take out from the inside. I guess that's why I couldn't get it out. I don't know. What's under here? You'll also find brass risers in these older computers. I usually nip them, and I got a bucket of dirty brass. Got a bucket of clean brass too. I might sell that tomorrow. I've also got to go through my instruments downstairs, and I want to see if I have a lot of old brass instruments. The problem is they're expensive to repair, and with me retiring, I don't really want to put the money in. Sometimes I can sell those for parts, but some of them, they're dented, they're bashed. Kid's parent left it under the back of the car and ran it over, But, some things I sell. I don't worry about what I resell for brass and parts, what I resell otherwise. Bit of brass. I don't know if you can see it. I've got quite a bit of brass. There's probably 10 pounds in there. And it's just from doing things like that. This is the battery. I've got to figure out, I still haven't figured out how to get this battery out. I think I've got to unscrew it from the inside. I didn't see anywhere to unscrew it from the outside, so. Yeah, never ship with the batteries in, God, guys, it's dangerous. Mama and Nebbies. Well, good morning. Morning, Mama. Yay. I remember growing up, yesterday was what they call, or Friday was what they call Black Friday. Boy, let me tell you, when I was in my maybe 40s, and I had a friend of mine, she'd have us all over for a second Thanksgiving. That's the battery, guys. I would never do this. Oh, look at that. I don't think there's a way to get that out without risking my safety. And, wow. That's lithium-ion batteries, guys. I'm not sure that that's a chance I would take. I don't know. Nothing's worth putting yourself in harm's way. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. And I'll say right off, as far as those are concerned, don't know what I'm doing. Not on those. I've seen people do it. But, again, not for me. Matter of fact, I can't wait to get rid of them tomorrow morning. I hate those things. Don't want them on the property, don't want them in the house. Yeah, these are dirty brass. I'll nip those off later and just chuck them in the dirty brass pile. Alright. I am looking for the mouse pad. Okay, here it is here. Good gold recovery there, guys. You need about 1 million in one of them, but good gold recovery nonetheless. I had one here to show you. Don't know what I did with it. Yeah. Huh. Stink biscuit. Don't know where it went. It grew legs and walked away. I guess he doesn't want to be on camera. Doesn't want to be famous. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We used to get up every Black Friday morning. We'd all sleep over at Patty's house. She'd load the van with us people at 5 o'clock in the morning. And off we'd go to the Danbury Fair Mall and do our Christmas shopping. Oh, never again. That is not for me. Of course, you know, now you just go online and order whatever the heck you want. But it ain't safe out there anymore. You can't even go Christmas shopping without reading about a shooting or some such thing. It's terrible. I want that mouse pad. Haven't taken one of these apart in a long time. 17.1K in the house. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I always worry. I try to really keep the content fresh. Sometimes it's hard because, you know, like if you go to a pickup of all of the same thing, it's easier from a scrap point of view to take them all apart at once. Like those phones or whatever, it gets a little redundant. I don't like to be redundant. I'll tell you, this fella had a lot of goodies in it. This is a Toshiba satellite, guys, by the way. Yeah, that's a good board for gold recovery. I'll clean that up a little bit. That'll go into one of the gold boxes. The other boards that are good for gold recovery are the large plastic socket motherboards. There's a lot of RAM in them. Not RAM, but RAM holders. What is the temperature with UD? Bloody cold. It is freezing. 17 degrees. We're expecting lake effects. Cold. Yeah, now you said you were cold last night and you never complained. You must have really been cold. Yeah, you said that in your live last night, it got cold. Have you had any snow? We're supposed to get some maybe Tuesday. There you go. Patrick, aren't you proud of me? Look at me just taking every little bit out of this thing, huh? This is plastic. This is a speaker. That's a nuttin'. Oof. No thanks. Cold is right. Alright, so I've pretty much... I don't want to leave these tapes behind. These are really good, like for people who just want to dump this into a solution. These tapes are great. Again, not this girl. See, I've got to break this off to get at the others. This is one of your best tools as a scrapper. These are flush pliers. I found these with the longer set on them. You can't really use them for cutting, but they're great for pulling gold pins. Really good tool. Unfortunately, I go through them by the dozen. They're not the super strongest things in the world, but yeah, you want to cut off gold pins. They're really good for doing such. Now, in this case, I'm going to have to try and get it off of this. If I don't get this off, I can't get the trackpad off. No snow, just heavy hailstones. Ouch! That usually means a bad storm is coming when you get hailstones like that. I know if we get them here, and the sky looks a bit green, get under shelter. We don't get hail. We don't get it too often in Connecticut, but the Midwestern states, they really get it. Tornado Alley, Kansas, Midwest states, they take a beating. There we go. Make sure to cover your hands, guys. I think one of the first videos I did for you guys, I sliced my hand open. Nothing like slicing your hand open on camera, you know? Right there. Oh, come on. Are you serious? After all that, you're not even going to give me a board? You stink biscuit. Wow. Oh, here it is. Oh, look at that. That's cool. There you go. Wow. So that looks to me to be silver, yes? Wow. Okay, I'll put that over there with the, put that over here with these guys. So we'll put a bucket of these together too. You know, there's supposed to be a lot of silver underneath here, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I keep those to the side. Every once in a while, I'll get a local guy who'll, you know, want to get into some of those. All right, grab this guy. Don't chuck those out. Like I said, I've got a good little bin of the. Now, somebody who does gold refining, like if somebody bought a box of hard drive boards from me, and I knew they were a gold refiner, yeah, I'm going to send those along too, because they're going to get the gold out of it. You know, got to take care of your customers. I always throw a few little extra goodies in. Make sure you nip the connector ends. It varies from yard to yard whether they require it or not, but in this case, there's gold inside of this, so you know, I've got a bucket of those going too. A little more cleanup on here, nothing too much, and I can wrap this up and wrap the video. I think I don't think there's anything else to really be taken off of here. I'll dispose of the battery and the monitor tomorrow. Like I said, I'm lucky our transportation does take this. This could be a little bit. That's a tape. It's not copper. Dang. Just quickly, I was talking about getting some value out of a board. Most of these and I might have already said this. If I did, I'm sorry. The I-Series boards only pay about $2 a pound. This particular, and it's because there's a lot of plastic. There's a silver button there. But notice I've left it on. I've left it on because I might sell this board. This one was made in 2012, and this is a Compaq, HP Compaq. There's a lot of gold here. And I can actually see good gold here. That's very uncommon in an I-Core board. I think it's because of the age of the board. They've gotten very plasticky. So I think that was kind of an interesting thing to find. If I'm not able to sell the board as a replacement board, I've got to test it. All you got to do is plug it in right here, and you can test the board. I have that stuff downstairs. If the board comes up working, I'll sell it as is. If it doesn't work or if it doesn't sell, unfortunately for me, I'm going to wind up just selling it as an I-Core board, and that really rots because that's a good board. Not good enough to warrant purchasing for gold refining as a home gamer because there's not enough value on it. There's a lot of, you know, wasted space. Telecom boards are really good for you home gamers, by the way. If you find telecom boards, those are excellent. So, I have prattled at you guys more than I usually do. We hit 24.1K for a Sunday morning early. That is outstanding. Yes, that's beautiful gold, but that to me is going to be dangerous to fuss with. I just don't think it's worth taking a chance. I just don't. I don't know. I'm going to. I'll put it to the side and look around. Hailstones. Oof. All right, everybody. Wishing you a wonderful week. Thanks for hanging out with me. That was fun. Very nice video. I love my TikTok community. I have just got the nicest people in here. We've got people from all over the world, and everybody's so nice and so respectful, and I love watching you guys interact with each other. We just seem to have quite a circle of us that are all into the same, you know, we follow the same creators, and so on and so forth. Well, everybody, God in heaven bless you. I don't think I'm going to get out to church because it is really too cold. God knows how much I can't take the cold. I'm just going to hang out and scrap and watch Sharky and Scrap and Irish Lady. Maybe I'll later on. Maybe I'll catch you guys up a little later. All right. Thanks again for everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I usually go live on Sunday mornings when everything goes okay. And, you know. All right. Sayonara. Stay wonderful. God in heaven bless each one of you. See you soon. All right. Sayonara. Stay wonderful. God in heaven bless each one of you. See you soon.